Hello viewers, in this video we'll be going over silver. In this video we'll be going over day-by-day probability and how we found the models and the silver forecast models. And back to the technical analysis. Today silver is down 1.4% on the 1 hour chart. We are in the negative MACD and we were touching oversold RSI early this morning, and on the 4 hour chart we are approaching negative MACD. We have not reached negative and we have not reached oversold RSI. So one could say there is still a possibility we may head lower. As for the daily chart, we see a divergence starting to shape, and we were overbought on January 7th. We lost support on the 9-day moving average, this blue line. So the next support that we may encounter will be the 18-day moving average. Around that range, we see past support or past price concentration around that range. So that is around price of $17.68. So if we were to make that as support, and as for resistance, if we continue to move up higher, the next resistance that I see was past resistance that dated back to September 23rd of last year, around a price of $18.70. And if we were to move up higher, that price movement is roughly around, let's see, if we were to move up, that price movement is roughly 4.6% to the upside, and to the downside it is around 1.1% to the downside. So let's head back to the day-by-day forecast model. So what we have here on the 7th day, if we progress throughout the days, we see a tight concentration between one standard deviation down and one standard deviation up. And on the extreme case, for the 7th day, we see a 60% chance that we may head higher, 2 to 5%, which is up 2 standard deviation from the norm. And there's also a slight chance, a 20%, that we may head down, 5 to 2% down. So overall, there's a slight favor on the extreme case, and there's a consistent case where we may fall lower. But we have one extreme case right here. So let's head to the forecast model. On here I'll go day by day, where silver will head to the next coming days, and this forecast model is now available in the link below. So we have 1 day out, 2 days out, 3 days out, 4 days out, 5 days out, 6 days out, and 7 days out. So which one of these models we should focus on? Ideally the model that is the best match to the current trend. This trend is the current trend, and below it is a trend that I believe is the best match. This trend dates back to June 25th, 2010 to September 3rd, 2010. So let me point out why these two charts are similar. So what we have in the beginning of the trend, we start off up the upper Bollinger Band at this instance, and then afterwards we see it break down, touch the bottom Bollinger Band at this instance, and then we see another touch at the bottom Bollinger Band right here, and then next we see it touch the upper Bollinger Band right towards the end, and we see a slight reversion to the mean, heading back to the middle Bollinger Band right towards the end. So we see this pattern as well, touching the upper Bollinger Band right at the beginning of the trend. We see it touch the bottom Bollinger Band at this instance, and next instance where we touched the bottom Bollinger Band was this day, and then we proceeded to make a nice reversal to touch the upper Bollinger Band right towards the end as well, and we see a slight reversion to the mean. So what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4 points. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So there's reason to believe that the trends and patterns are the same. The outcome forecast should be fairly the same. So the model that we just examined was June 25th, 2010 to September 3rd, 2010. Back then, silver was down roughly around 40 basis points, so we may head a little bit lower in next coming days. So the model that we just examined was around this standard deviation, 20% chance, and I'm betting we will most likely head down lower in the next coming days rather than the 60% extreme case. So again, this model is now available in the link below, so do check it out. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.